Ugh. Okay, today is March 25th. It's Monday. We have a 4-day week this week, so that's pretty nice. Also, I think we have a 4-day week next week. My teacher said we have 4 4-day weeks in a row, which I don't think is true. But we do have at least 2, so that's pretty cool. So I got some work to do, some homework. Bio, physics, functions. I'm gonna start with the bio. Bio work to me. Not the bio. Fuck bio. Functions. No, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm doing physics because physics is awesome. Physics. I don't believe in that. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me? Just forget the world. Forget what we're told before we get too old. Got up in your perfect eye, it's all I can see. If I leave, this is the thing now. Put it over there. If I just lay here, would you lie with me and just fuck the world? Something bad happened to me. I'm feeling sad, I got sunshine in a bag of useless, nothing on the future is gonna happen. I'm feeling bad, I got sunshine in a bag of useless, nothing on the future is coming on. It happened. I'm feeling sad. I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. It happened. I'm feeling sad. I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. It's coming on. Is this today's work? I believe it is. So where's the equations we need to add? Went to the gym today. I did a little 10-minute run, and then I did some chest and back. I actually did three exercises today, other than the running, which is rare because I usually only get like two done and then I leave. Yeah. I don't really work out too much. Like, the run is the main focus because I don't know why, I just love running. Like, every Friday, me and my friend go out and we do a massive run. It takes us like an hour. We've been doing it in like sections. Like, we'll run 10 minutes at a certain speed, and then we'll walk 10, then run 10 again, and then usually we'll get around, I think we get like 5 something miles by the end of that. But last Friday, I was trying to run a little bit harder, so I kind of ended my running 10 minutes off with higher speed. And I ended up going 6 miles, so that was good. But we want to start experimenting a little bit, so we're going to start running a mile, or not mile, we're going to start just running and seeing how long we can go, just one speed for 10 minutes, and then trying to go past 10, and we'll see how far we can run. And then we also want to start testing how fast we can run a mile. So that'll be interesting to do. So that'll be fun. I really do enjoy those Fridays, every Friday. Today will be Thursday. Usually we get food after, and that's always fun because me and my friend, we have some very good conversations. I do appreciate them dearly. Okay. That's oh, it's stuck. Alright, let's get started here. Okay, this is what's this? Forces of friction. Oh, is it? Oh, this is not the right page. Oh, maybe that's one. Here we go. I like these ones. They give you the answer like right here, so you don't have to flip to the back of the book. Other ones in this book don't do that, and it really pisses me off. This is so much better. It happened. Actually, I'm gonna put my little paper towel on there so I can't get chapped. I'm gonna lock in with the rain. Okay. Oh man, you Ottawa, please accept me, brother. It's been so long. I need to buy an apartment, please. If I get a new Ottawa, I kind of feel like I shouldn't check my emails until I get back home every day. Because if I don't check my emails until I get home, or actually when I'm streaming, that way I can stream and we can review me getting, me getting accepted into U Ottawa, hopefully. Well, the issue is, I just hope it doesn't backfire. I'm kind of nervous. Soon though. I think midterms are coming up. Not midterms, but the middle of the semester. So, is it called? What is it called? I don't know. What is it called? Mid-mark? No. I don't know, but the mark you're given in the middle of the semester, that's coming up. And I'm in a pretty good place of bio. Hopefully my recent what's it called? My most recent lab can bring my mark up a little bit because I was a 91, now I'm at 89 because I had a bad test. So I want to bring that back up in the 90s. Physics 81. That needs to be brought up. I want at least 85. So I need to do. I think I have a quiz this week in this unit, so I have to do good on that. Functions were in trig. Like, I did some math. Like, if I get a 90 and an 85, or if I get a 90 in bio, 85 in physics, I can afford a 67 in advanced functions and still come through for 85 overall average. That's looking like the most realistic way when they achieve the grade I want. But fuck, just functions is such a mess, man. I also need to put more effort into it, admittedly. So the class is hard, and I'm not working as hard in it, so it's mostly my fault. Getting into top university is hard, stressful, competitive, time-consuming. Grant Me makes it simple. It increases your. Okay. You don't fall behind. Thanks, Grammy. I appreciate it. We got the nice rain. Actually, what are these? I like this one. There's trees in it, and I can look at trees while I see the rain. I really love the forest. Forest is beautiful. Okay. Actually, my physics teacher is gone now. I had to sign a card. I said he has to get an appendix surgery, so I signed the card and I said, what did I say? I said, "Good, have a good surgery." I don't know if that's weird. Maybe it's weird, but that's what I said. You can do that, like the generic "get well soon," but no. Have a good surgery. If the surgery's good, you're gonna get well soon. Like that's just a given. The surgery has to be good. So I'm really like diving in deep there. Anyways, let's actually do some fucking work. Small textbook is resting on a larger textbook on a horizontal desktop. You apply a horizontal force to the bottom book, and both books accelerate together. The top book does not slip on the lower book. Okay. Don't believe in don't believe in So guys, okay. I'm just gonna do like that. So there would be. Actually, can I make this like one whole shape maybe? I believe in aliens, I don't believe in love. So we have the force of gravity acting upon it. We have the neutral force that keeps the book up. And we're moving this way, so we have an applied force. Probably gonna be some friction. We don't actually get like anything. This is just a draw thing, so force of friction. And that should be it. So that's A. B is what forces cause the book to accelerate horizontally. That would be the applied force. Okay, so that was question one. Pretty simple. A stack of dinner plates on a kitchen counter accelerating horizontally at 2.7 meters a second. Determine the smallest coefficient of static friction between the dinner plates that will prevent slippage. Alright, so you're only giving acceleration, which doesn't really give you. And we have dinner plates that are. So, what can I. Static friction that uses I believe in aliens, I know you know. So that's the coefficient. What is that? I mean, it has a normal force, I believe, and also this was like a different way. Okay, so this, but it's accelerating. How can it be? Oh, it's static. Oh, it's static. Okay. Still need a normal force. Maybe I'm to assume that because Fm could just be 9.8 meters a second squared. We can just assume that it's that. Let's give that a shot. Let's assume that Fm equals. So we have Fm. We don't have the force of static friction. I don't know if I would assume that because it's moving that way that the force of static friction could also be. It's not moving, right? It's static, yeah, it's static friction. So maybe it's also the same thing. It's not moving anywhere. So some of these all have to equal. They all have to equal to 0. I believe in aliens, I don't believe in love. This one's tricky. I haven't seen a question like this yet, so I'm not too sure how it works. I'm gonna start dividing random things. If I divide this by this. Okay, I got the answer by taking acceleration and dividing it by Fm. I don't really know why that is. I don't know how that works. Unless we're okay, so let's just say that was the that's Fn. So let's say okay, so Fs does can equal that. So maybe okay. I'm gonna work with this. I don't actually know these are the correct values, but I'm just gonna write it. Let's see. So we want the coefficient, so it's gonna be Fs times Fm. It's going to equal the coefficient of static friction coefficient. So Fs is 2.7. Actually, it's going to be divided by. This kind of makes sense because like, this is how the equation's also lining up. It's going to be 2.7 meters a second squared divided by 9.8 meters a second squared, which will equal the coefficient of that, which is going to give us 0.28. Okay, good. Question 2 then. Question 3. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so 28 newtons. I'm trying to find mass here. Interesting. So the box stays at rest, which means that the net force, I guess, is 0. Okay, so I kind of have an idea of how I'm going to solve this. I think I'm going to need my applied force in y and applied force in x first, so we're just going to grab those. Tonight for dinner, I'm having corn soup, which is it's a native food, I guess. It's quite good. I enjoy it. Oh, I'm in rad. Oopsie. I'm in rad, so I don't even know if the last question I did was correct. Shoot. Hold on. We get 2.7 divided by 9.8. It's correct. Okay, that's good. So I'm making 24.5, we'll say, newtons. And FAY is going to equal 729. 28. I kind of smell like I'm using a new, I guess, body wash because I just use random body washes, whatever. And I smell like my friend, and I don't really like it. I don't want to smell like my friend. I'm not saying my friend smells bad. It's just there's no uniqueness now. We're basically the same person. That's upsetting. There has to be uniqueness. I literally can't. Like, I just keep getting a whiff of myself, and I'm just like, oh, my friend. There's something in my cup. I don't like it. Okay, this is what we have. So we're given both of those. So one friend, we find acceleration. Okay, so we know the force. We need to find the acceleration. Okay, so we're going to do, I forget exactly the math, but I have it written down. But I think I'm going to use the exact same thing to find the acceleration. So Fn is going to equal mg minus fay. Minusing it from mg. What is that before? That's a switch. It's fg. I really need them. I really need them. I don't really need them. Okay, so Fn equals. I don't actually have. Wait, no, I can't use that. I can't use that. I don't have the mass. I can't even calculate the Fn. Oh, no, I can't. Hold on here. But I'm okay. But I'm giving these already, so I don't even need that. But I do need to find acceleration. The acceleration is equal. I wish I had really written that. Acceleration is equal to. I wrote it nowhere. It's what is that number? Okay, it's our horizontal applied force minus our kinetic friction. Okay. Are these coefficients or? Oh, these are coefficients. Fuck. Okay. That's a bit annoying. So I can figure out FK by using our coefficient. But then I need, I swear I need I need that for that. How do I get? How would I get? Why should it be as easy as just force or force of gravity to energy? Well, force of gravity. It's a little bit tricky. I'm gonna look on bright space. I don't believe. I don't believe. Trust me, baby, I've got a plan. I'm not going into the night. Monday. And underpaid. I think it's time to relocate. On your space. 'Cause I believe in aliens, I don't believe in them. Find my own space. Could I just use FAY as the... Because what? Okay, so... Oh, maybe. get that. Or I have that. I can get that. I don't have that. And I don't have that. We know it's 0 equals 0. Force it. I don't know if it makes sense to use. Trust me, baby, I got a pen. I believe in aliens, I don't believe in love. Oh, I've got a viewer. should start my comments. No comment, that's good. If you comment, oh, they're gone. Damn, that's so quick. Joy is the biggest pain in my life. Trust me, baby, I've got a plan. Superstars. Okay, I'm look. I'll just Google this. What can you Google tell me? What are these? It's a lot of stuff I don't know. Dividing the applied force by the product of the coefficient of fraction and the gravitational constant. Okay. Okay. That seems too. There's no. I'll try. So that'd be our applied force. Now we're dividing this. Oops. Dividing this by the coefficient of friction. And doesn't seem correct. That's actually quite close. It's pretty close. It's very, very close. I don't even need the mass to calculate. It's kind of like one of those fucking things. Just never really understood how those work. I just skip this question because I don't. It's taking too much time. I don't want to waste my time. Okay, sled takes off in the hill. Inclined. don't feel very confident with this. I feel like I didn't really cover this in class. So you can't really like determine this acceleration like that. That's easy. But how do I determine if I'm not given a mass? How do I determine Fn? I can look it up. You're not findable force without mass. Wouldn't be as simple as that. I don't want to solve. I'm just gonna stop because I'm not gonna get any homework done if I keep working on this because I don't know how to do it. So let's move on. Do bio. The lesson was so simple, so straightforward. But nowhere in the lesson we covered calculating the mass. Like, I don't know how to do that without FM. You can't calculate FM without the mass. I want to eat some dinner. Call up my miss you. Want you to stay. Want you to stay. All of my name. All of my name. Want you to stay. Want you to stay. All of my name. Wait, she's done. What enzyme is responsible for DNA supercoiled parent molecule?
According to to ScienceDirect.com. Eukaryotic topoisomerase I is a monomeric enzyme that catalyzes the relaxation of supercoiled DNA during important processes including DNA replication, transcription, recombination, and chromosome condensation.
topoisomerase. I feel like I have that written down. I think mine's different. Well, maybe it's the same actually. Okay, yeah, so relaxing the DNA is topoisomerase 1. Or is it helicase? Maybe it's DNA supercoiled. So it's already supercoiled. I think it might be helicase actually. And then DNA to single strand. This one's helicase. Okay, I think I kind of get it. How this is written. So just Okay, so that's finished. Bio work is done. I might just take a break. Dinner's probably coming up soon. Ooh. Just gonna read some manga until dinner. And eat dinner and do some fusions after. Cool color. All out doubt. Yep. Okay. Dinner time. Take long call. Okay. I'll be back in 30-ish minutes probably. Dinner. Pause. I'll keep it. I'll keep it playing. Can I comment in my own live stream? I'd like to send a message, but it doesn't seem like I can. Whatever. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Let's go. 0 viewers. Fuck yes. I love getting 0 viewers. I can't believe no one, people just don't watch me when I'm not here. That's absurd. I'm such a consistent streamer. I'm very entertaining. Fall into deep sleep, healing of stress, anxiety, and something else. I don't know what it says. Rain on a porch. What is this? Wow, sounds just like every other word. Soft rain. My brain is very unfocused. I'd say it's pretty soft. I will listen to rain when I go to sleep. It's pretty wondrous, I'm not gonna lie. It is very relaxing, just lay there. Rain sound that makes you fall asleep instantly. Insomnia. You know what? To be honest, I do fall asleep a lot quicker. Now, part of that could be the melatonin, but usually, um, like my brain, I just can't stop it from thinking. Like I have terrible focus because if something like doesn't really catch my attention, I'm literally just gonna be thinking about like something in my head that I find interesting. Um, or if I hear something that I think that's kind of interesting, I'll start theorizing like especially for science, like with this whole like psychedelic research I'm doing. There's many times I watch like documentaries on this, and I'll hear something and it'll make me think about some of like my previous research and how that might like correspond, and I completely stop listening to the documentary. It happens so much in school where as soon as like what's being taught gets a little dull for me and like just doesn't interest me, the inner thoughts come out and I just start like daydreaming about some awesome shit. It's a bit of a problem. I think focus is definitely something I have to like get down pat. I don't know, like I feel like you can train your focus, but I'm not sure how to. Like I don't go on technology too often, so I don't think like my dopamine levels are out of whack. I think my attention span is fairly regular, or I don't know, maybe the average of attention span is lower now, so I think I might be above the average. But like my attention span is fine. It's like as long as something is interesting, like it'll keep my attention. But if it's boring as fuck, it just count me out. Listening's not gonna happen unless I really force myself to. But that's what I have to do. I just force myself to listen. It can be difficult though. Forestering. Let's listen to some forestering. Thanks, pod cover. Welcome. Have a good time. Thanks, Nightbot. Is there anyone in here? There's 143 people watching, but no one's streaming. Okay. I feel like you can't copyright rain noise, so that'd be a good thing to play. Calming yet invigorating thunderstorms? Oh, that's fucking loud. That's a cool background too. I love rain. I think rain is the best weather you can have. Everything is dark. Everything is gray. Actually, I guess rain with a thunderstorm is the best weather. It's so cool. Like I love heavy rain so much. We get like occasionally here we get we'll get a heavy rain. I'm not saying a lot, but occasionally we get heavy rain, but it doesn't last too long, which kind of sucks. Like I've heard some loud ass fucking rainstorm, like some really loud shit. I heard thunder one time. It was so loud, it like completely woke me up out of my sleep. It was absurd. Okay, this is not even in English. I'm gonna click on it. Let's see what this. More rain. I really do love the rain. I haven't listened to lo-fi in a bit. Um, it's 2012 and your dad just gifted you this Minecraft game. Let me hear this. Can I get copyrighted for playing Minecraft stuff? I don't know. I truly do miss my childhood. My childhood was littered with many video games. I didn't care about school as a kid, so um, I just didn't do homework. I just played video games, and there are definitely negatives to that. Like, yeah, there's definitely a lot of negatives to that, but just that, just living with like no stress. There, I was so far away from being 19 or I guess of legal age that I didn't have to worry about getting a job or like now getting into school and actually deciding what I want to do for the rest of my life. But it's interesting if I look at sort of the history of me, academically speaking, I've just had a bunch of failures. Like I've never really been an academically inclined kid. Um, I had a concussion and that lasted quite a long time. I think it was like a year or at least a year. I'm not sure though because I feel like you perceive time differently as a kid. It might have been like a few months, but it felt like a year. Anyways, that concussion, it I couldn't go on TV or I couldn't go on electronics or anything like that. I could do music or listen to music, but I couldn't do homework or anything. Like I just had to let my my brain rest. And I had to go to a hospital, like I don't know, maybe like once every week or something like that, and just I had to go do all these testings and shit. And it felt like months. I don't actually know, but after a long time of this testing, the doctors concluded that I didn't have a concussion and that I just academically wasn't all there. I didn't really clock that until I think probably this year. But like my doctor said it, my teacher said it, and my therapist said it. Which, you know what? Like fair enough. I wasn't actually inclined. They're not wrong. But I also knew I wasn't trying nearly as hard as I could be. And I wouldn't say I've had a lot of success this year, but I wouldn't say I'm a genius. I just think I worked hard and had all the motivation to get to the place that I want. Admittedly, though, the motivation is slipping because the goal has been to go to Ottawa, and even though I still want to go to Ottawa, I toured the campus, and it's just like it's really just whatever. It's just another school, and every university I've been to, it's not this overly prestigious thing that I had imagined it to be. It's just a school that I'll spend the next I don't know 4 to 6 years of my life, maybe 8. Um, it's not that special, but I think if everything goes to plan, which it never will, but let's say I can actually get to a position and start researching, conducting experiments on the my future ambition, like the thing I want to achieve. Well, it might be worth it if I achieve what I want to achieve. But also, I want to have kids, and whatever I don't succeed in this life, maybe they can pick it up after me. I'm not gonna like force my kid to go into psychology by any means, but I think I'll give them. I don't know how to parent my kid exactly, but looking at sort of my childhood, learning from that, like I love my childhood, but admittedly, like it caused me problems because I was so addicted to playing video games and I didn't study enough or pay attention to my schooling enough. There was definitely some negative consequences in that regard. So, how do I make an environment for my kid that is both friendly and in that period in that term, really important and crucial period of brain development and growth? how to make that a mentally stimulating and educational time as well. Because there has to be a balance. I was like, part of me is like, I don't even want to get my kid any like video game device and just keep him solely away from that stuff. But like, I don't want my kid to like resent me or whatever, because we're going into an age full of technology. It already is. As we progress, it'll just become more and more of a cloud with technology. And to completely get rid of that from my child's life, well, I'm denying him, first of all, a very important resource, which is the internet. But also, like, he'll go to friends and they'll have all this stuff, and there might be resentment that is built if he's like, hey, can I have an iPod? Can I have an iPad? Can I have I don't know, one of the newest Nintendo Switches or some shit like that? And it's like, no, you can't. Like, it's not going to work. So there has to be a balance there. And that's going to be the tricky part. I heard recently that there's a teacher I really liked and really respected at my school. And I think his philosophy is sort of similar to mine and just sort of how we live our lives, I guess. And I heard recently that, because my friend, he's in a classroom right now, and he openly spoke about this, and apparently both his kids vape. Now, I'm not saying that vaping is like like the most terrible thing your kid can do, but this teacher is like a health addict. This is what he like. That's kind of like his personality among the science he teaches. But like, he's the like health guy, like the running guy. Like, when I did cross country, he was my coach, and it was just weird to see, like, think that like he's pretty academically inclined. He's very smart. Obviously, he's a teacher, but his kids they're vaping, and vaping is so stupid. And I honestly kind of thought the world would move past that vaping phase that a lot of people seem to have. But I guess it's still a very prevalent thing, especially with younger people. Now, they may stop, and they probably will stop at some point, but it was just surprising. And then when I really think about, like, why 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 am I so against like vaping and drugs, and why I never actually got into any of those in my high school time, it really comes back to my parents and how they raised me. But they didn't raise me so strictly like forced into not doing a substance or whatever, because like they both experimented with marijuana, I believe. And I don't remember my dad's experience with it, but my mom said she didn't really like it. It made her paranoid, like wasn't her thing. And there was no like terribly disturbing story that was shared. They just said don't do it. And as a child, so I shouldn't do it. And I just always kind of like listened and decided not to do it. And like, that's realistically it. Like, it wasn't like my parents that forced it upon me. It was just that I decided that I wasn't going to do it. And that sort of mental um, principle that I developed has just always stuck with me, and I've never done it. But like, how do I imprint that on my kids? Like, my kids won't be exactly the same as me. There may be, physical and personality traits that are similar, but um, they're not going to have the same brain as me. Their experiences won't be different. Like, they will be vastly different humans. And I don't know, it's just, how do I make sure they have a happy childhood, educational childhood, and that they're smart and know better? I don't know. It'll be difficult, I'm sure. But it's probably one of the joys of being a parent, actually learning how to be a parent. I'm pretty excited for it, though. I think that's probably actually like, that's probably like one of my greatest goals, is just to have children. I would like to have two, a boy and a girl. No, I think that'd be pretty awesome. What was I getting? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, that was like a long, just kind of roll of mine. But I was talking about like academics, and yeah, like I've never been academically inclined, and I was told by like teachers and parents and whatnot that like I just couldn't do it, and like admittedly, like I do struggle still, which kind of concerns me for university. Like, I have my fair share of struggles, and I'm not saying that other kids don't, but I'm not this like ultimate genius. I think like my strongest trait in terms of the school system is just the ability to memorize things. Like it takes a little bit of work, but once I get it down, it just stays there. And like I think that's a pretty good tool, especially for what I'm gonna go into, which I'm not sure how mathematical based it will be. I think it's gonna be more science, and science is mostly just memorization. So that's nice. But yeah, like even last year, bad year, and previous years, like I think my best year other than this year was maybe like grade 10 before it went online. I wasn't doing terrible. I was in applied classes, and I thought they were very easy, which they were in my opinion. Not for everyone, but for me they were easy. So I didn't really have to like do too much homework or anything, and just everything made sense. It was nice and simple. So that's probably why I did so good there. But like all my academic years, all the harder years, they got really tough. And I think there are reasons for that. First of all, didn't know what I wanted to do in life. So there's no drive, there's no destination to my schooling. Um, I didn't want to go to university, I didn't want to go to college, so there was no point. There was literally no point of trying. But I also knew I didn't want to go into the trades. Um, my idea for a while was just find a way to make money as quick as I possibly can and make large quantities of money. Now, I thought investing was the key to do that, and I'm sure investing can make you a lot of money, but I don't know how to invest, and that's a risky. I feel like that's a risky decision to make at my age and with my lack of expertise. Because I was quite stupid, I'd say, like grade 12. Like I don't know, I wasn't incredibly intelligent. Grade 12, I kind of came into my element, not in terms of school, but just because I started reading. And reading like seemed to open my brain cognitively and allowed me to understand things better and learn better, and it actually gave me interest that I could now attach my school learnings to and make theories on my own about, which was really enjoyable for me. Um, but I think this is what I was trying to get to the whole time. The way my life is planned out, or panned out, I'm not sure. The way it's gone, I've had so much academic failure that it's just weird to think. Like no one would have assumed this. It'd be a bad bet if you were to place your money on me being successful in my, technically this is my grade 13th year, but this is like actually my grade 12th year because I haven't. These are like all grade 12 classes. I haven't really taken these before, so no one would. I feel like you wouldn't really assume, looking at the pattern, that a person would get it all together in their last year. Admittedly, it's not all together yet, but it's significantly better than it has been. Like I think I made a fair impression on my teachers this year. They were like pretty impressed with me. Most of them didn't actually know my previous flaws, but the one teacher did, and she was very happy. I didn't do bad in her class. I got 86, but I wish I could have done a little bit better. The tests, they can be tricky. Tests are they're an interesting way of testing people's knowledge. From what I've heard, they're not actually a great test of someone's knowledge. Um, but like I don't know, there's a skill to be learned there. I haven't quite mastered it yet. I can do good on some tests, and some tests I do poor on. I don't know. It's interesting. It's really weird when I look at that class, data management, and I look at the easier units and the harder units, and sometimes, not all the time, but I think the majority of the time, the harder units I did better in than the easier ones. And that might just because there's some internal like switch in my head. It's like, oh, this is easier. It requires less work. Whereas the hard one's like, okay, this is hard. It requires more work, and maybe I like overwork in the harder ones and underwork in the easier ones. It kind of reminds me of hockey because I used to play hockey, and anytime you go up against a team that was worse than your team, the coaches, at least my coaches, they always be like, okay, guys, we're playing a team that is worse than you. Like, this is documented. They barely win their games. They don't have that many goals. They suck. You're a better team, so just go out there, have fun, and win. And I always just a thought like that little talk about the team being worse than us just put the impression in everyone's head that we don't have to try as hard. And I don't think it's a conscious thing. I think it's just an unconscious. We don't even think about it. It's just like, okay, they're easy, doesn't require as much effort. Let's try less. But the other team, they're being told like, oh, this is a good team. They're hard to beat. Do your best. Try really hard, and therefore they try hard. It's really what you tell your brain to do that's going to make it, succeed in whatever it chooses to do. Um, music stopped. There it is. What was I saying? Yeah, I've seen online like you are what you kind of tell yourself you are, and for the first while of school, like this year, before going into class, I'd say like I'm here to learn. I'm gonna focus and listen. And funny enough, I'd focus and I'd listen and I just keep telling myself in my head like I'm a study try hard. Even though at that point, like in the early days, like I wasn't at or in the early period, I guess, of this year or this semester or the school year, I wasn't like there was no previous habits built. I was just sort of developing this fake persona that I was a study tryhard. I was studying every night, even though a lot of the time I didn't want to study. But I just kept saying to myself, like, "This is who I am," and trying to like really change the persona that I used to have and who I associate myself with in the past, and switching that to the present me, which was a study tryhard. And admittedly, I do study a lot, but I'm not a great studier at times, especially when I don't understand things. I don't really know how to figure them out. That's a skill I need to work on. Like physics, man. Fuck physics. Why you gotta be easy in class, but hard outside of class? I don't understand. But I don't know. Life's a mystery. But okay, I actually have to get back to the main point of this whole entire rant. The way my life is panned out, all these academic failures, I'd say, I think these failures is they're what made me realize who I wanted to become and the things I really cared about, which sounds crazy. Like I feel like if you wouldn't think that like if something goes bad, that tells you that maybe that's not for you, and you don't do it. But for some reason, the school had always been like, I don't even think school, just like intelligence in general has always been something that's been important to me, and I never really had it. I mean, I can never speak about anything like in detail, and I could never like leave like a shocked expression on someone's face by telling them something really fascinating. And I kind of assumed I wasn't smart, but I've always idolized that and appreciated smart people. Um, so to have all these academic failures, it kind of deterred me. But there was always this burning pain inside my chest that was just like, you're better than this. You just gotta get your shit together. You just gotta figure it out. There was always that pain. I really felt it last year, because last year's when I tuition university classes, motivated to go to university, even though I still had this year to go. All the motivation in the world, but when it came to it, I just couldn't stay focused, couldn't stay dedicated to studying and actually putting in the work and to succeed. And that's ultimately what did it for me, just a lack of trying. And once again, I was failing tests and doing bad on assignments, and all I could think to myself was that, like, damn, like, it really could be something if I just tried. And to be fair, the things I really did try on, I actually did quite well, but it just didn't happen often. So, you know, that year, that there were so many failures that year, and it really made me become like serious with myself, especially during the summer. The summer was a great period of reflecting. I got to hear my friends and how they kind of thought about me and how they would sort of speak to me. My opinions didn't feel very valid. They were all going off to university. My opinions didn't feel very valid, and just in terms of interesting intellectual conversations, I never really felt like I was approached to discuss about them, and rightfully so. I definitely have matured a lot since then, and I acted stupid at times, but most importantly, I didn't do good in school. And although I feel like being smart outside of school and smart in school are two very different things, and I actually find most people have it one or the other. I always felt like I made like smart decisions outside of school. I had a good head on me. I keep myself safe. Um, like I had an understanding how things work. I was fine. I made good decisions, which I think is the most important part. And that kept me safe and that kept me happy. But in school, like, stupid, right? And then, now, do I have the best of both worlds? Maybe. I still make dumb decisions. Especially when it comes to, like females. I've made some mistakes I'm not proud of. Um, and, like, no disrespect to women at all. They're amazing. They're great. It's just, I don't know. I don't really. I have an idea what I want, but so it can be difficult to attain that sometimes. So I feel like you go because I have like really high standards for girls, which maybe honestly I think they're higher than my like the level that I have set like me. I think these standards are higher, in which I think is good actually. Um, I don't think right now the type of woman I want to date and marry. I don't think I'm actually on that level. But that's good because that gives me something to chase. I need to better myself. That's part of the reason I go to the gym. Part of the reason I study so much. And I want to find a smart, intelligent girl. Um, I find attractive and also cares about their fitness and whatnot. And um, that those are things that I think are important to me at least. It's not to say it's not around me. I just haven't really looked, I suppose. And I think anywhere that I maybe have looked, just hasn't really led to success, which means it just wasn't for me. Wasn't the person. Wasn't the one. That's fine. But it's the failures that we go through that help you realize like what you truly value. It's past relationships that have helped me realize what I actually want to see in a girl. Now, keep in mind, it's really important that when a relationship ends, that you take the time to understand why it ended, understand the course of the relationship, maybe things you could have done better, and just take the time to heal from that and get over your feelings before you actually go out and look for someone new. I usually tell people to spend 3 months just single. Just get used to being alone again. Because it takes getting used to. There's no more love. Like I mean, there's obviously love like from your parents or whatnot, but love from a significant other. Like, that's a different kind of love, and that's no longer in your life. You'll feel sad, and you might feel frustrated and paranoid, and that happens. But You know, it's a painful time. You just gotta take the time and understand it. Understand that pain, because that's how you learn. What I see too often, and what I always advise against, it's it's just people getting out of relationships and then they're in the rebound phase and they go through the rebound. I had a rebound phase once. That's my first girlfriend. I never had a girlfriend. It's always something I wanted. I think that happened in my grade 11th year, and I got it. I got it. I got a girlfriend, and I was very happy. And then I'd say it was fairly abrupt. Actually, we broke up. We broke up on Valentine's Day. It was a very tragic moment for me. But that breakup, I've never experienced a pain like that before. There was no previous, knowledge and feeling of what that would be like. I couldn't perceive that, and it hurt really bad. I'll never forget. I was walking home after this shitty day, Valentine's Day. I had a gift and everything. She didn't want the gift. Um, I was walking home from my school to my house, which is like a 45-minute walk. I called my mom and I told her that I was just pissed off because my girlfriend wasn't really talking to me. And I remember I would try like 10 minutes away from my house. And I finally admitted to my mom that I thought she was gonna break up with me. And as soon as I admitted that, just so many tears started rolling. I just couldn't stop crying. It was bad. Like I remember I told my family. I was like so incredibly unhappy for a long time, and I'll never forget. Like even my uncle. Like, it was like the day after. He was I felt fairly fine. I didn't go to school that day. I went to the gym because I had to just get my feelings out. And um, wait, was that? Yeah, damn, that was a fuck. Anyways, I remember he was just like, "Hey Jackson, sorry to hear about you and Alex." I just said her name. Damn, that's bad. Hopefully, I think I'm gonna pause this video. um, anyways, he's like, "Sorry to hear about you and your girlfriend," and I was like, "Thanks," but I was walking down my stairs to my room, and I started fucking crying. Like, that shit was so bad. Um, and it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terribly lonely. Super sad. And it's so crazy. There was this girl before, like my girlfriend that I had liked, and we had sort of been like this on and off thing throughout some quarantines, but it never really developed. I was really shy at that point, and talking to girls was a incredibly hard task for me. But I thought this girl was pretty. I didn't really know anything about her personality wise, but at that point, it was just more about the looks for me, not actually who they were as a person. But I knew she was smart and she was very pretty, and she had left me undelivered for such a long time, and I'm pretty sure it was the day me and my girlfriend had broken up that for some reason she'd snapped me. Now I'm not trying to like assume that she knew we broke up and she was trying to make a move. No, that definitely did not happen at all. Definitely did not happen. I just think it was a crazy coincidence that like that was the day that she decided to snap me. I was like, that's wild. And so I start talking to this person again, and things were escalating like pretty quickly. I'd say like the like we like really quickly into us like reconvening and talking for the first time in months. It was already mentioned that or like the idea of friends with benefits was already mentioned. And I was so on board with it, but then I was like, no, I can't. Like I just kind of felt like it'd be disrespectful to my girlfriend now. My girlfriend, my ex girlfriend, I guess. And she already found another guy within like maybe like a fucking day or so. Um, but like I didn't know that, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be respectful and I'm gonna like wait it out. And so I waited, and I waited. Which keep in mind, waiting was like maybe 2 weeks of just pain and sadness. And eventually I was like, I can't be bothered. So I texted this girl back, and I literally just said, friends with benefits, with a question mark. And she was like, I think her words were like, if you respect me and you're nice to me, then sure. I was like, fair enough. So we started talking. Things were probably like the most, I guess, intimate they'd ever been between us. Nothing actually happened, but like we were talking frequently, and I could actually talk to females at this point. But like I was excited, but at the same time, I just knew in my heart that this wasn't like the girl for me. I just kind of felt that, and I was still hurt by my previous relationship. I hadn't gotten over it yet. It was just like a couple of weeks after I'd broken up. But I was talking to this girl. Things were, in motion, and she was gonna come over. I don't know if anything was gonna happen, but we were gonna at least hang out and get a sort of, I guess, feeling for each other. But I don't know if she canceled on purpose or like she, because she told me like something actually came up and she couldn't come over. But whatever it was that caused her not to come over, I think that was a very very happy period, or not happy, but very like good thing to happen to me, because that gave me the time for me to be like, okay, this is a sign or something. I just can't pursue it, and therefore stop talking. Admittedly, though, I kind of held the execution of the execution of, I guess, progressively like talking less, very poorly. She's a girl who sort of had a damaged look on men, I suppose, and I think I further damaged that because I just kind of ghosted her, and I feel bad about it. I think I definitely like I don't know, I've kind of been a dickhead to this girl like before and since, like not intentionally, but like I think I've probably made her mad. I think she blocked me, which I feel bad. It's also weird. Like I just don't. I don't know. I don't really know. I didn't think it was too serious. Just like not really responding. I didn't leave her on red. I just left. I just didn't respond often. She got upset about that. Whatever the reason was. But I was kind of happy that ended, and that gave me a little bit of time for me to think. Now, admittedly, I never actually really thought about this until like a little bit ago. But like at this point, I was already preaching about like wait 3 months. I didn't wait 3 months. I think maybe like 2 or 1 week after me and that girl had ended, I found another girl, and I was with that girl for a very long time. I think almost a year or something like that. Or yeah, I think almost a year. I was with her for a fairly long time. Um, and I I no longer had. It was weird. I kind of still had feelings for like my previous girlfriend, but that was before I went on a date with this girl. As soon as I went on my very first date with this girl, this new girl, all the feelings for my previous girlfriend, I guess the middle girl, which sounds terrible, but the middle woman, um, like there wasn't really any feelings there, but all the feelings for the previous girl just kind of like went away instantly, and I, it was fun. I was happy. It was good. Um, things were pretty good for some time, a reasonably long time. But eventually, that relationship got testy, and it ended as well. Um, it ended at I think a good time, because it was like I think it was February, which is kind of crazy. Both my relationships ended in February, which is also my birth month, which is very concerning. Um, but they ended at whatever time they did, and the important thing is like it was getting warmer. We're getting close to summer. Where's the music? And it was good to have no sort of relationship for the summer and just allow me to think. and understand myself as a person. Now, the period after me and my second girlfriend, when we broken up, that period after, that was actually a interesting period because I handled that breakup much better. I was with this girl a lot longer, and I cared about her significantly more than I did the first one, probably because I was with her longer. Yet the breakup didn't hurt as bad. I think I still like teared up or something like that. But it was almost like tears of joy, not because like I hated the relationship or anything. It was because like at the end it was getting a little testy and I was awfully paranoid. And I was just kind of like, okay, I'm glad it's over. Like it sucks that it's over. Which like there was like tears of sadness, but it was also like, this is for the best. Like I'm kind of happy about it. Which is probably part of the reason I wasn't too sad about it because I was already kind of like over with it. But like I handled that breakup a lot better than the first one, and I actually waited. Um, I think I waited 3 months properly, and that allowed me to like get over my previous girlfriend and be able to understand like, what went wrong, things I did wrong. And admittedly, there were actually things I did that I didn't even know were bad until like recently. So like I'm glad I figured those out. Because those I won't repeat those mistakes again. But yeah, like that was a good relationship because it helped me learn a lot about what I wanted. And I still see that girl like every day, but like it's so strange to think about. Like I've dated that person before, because we're nothing alike anymore. We've just gone in different pathways with our lives. Um, you know, we're just not the same. We're just different people. And that happens, right? We're still changing as we're young adults now. We're still drastically changing our interests and whatnot, and things we care about. Um, but yeah, it's just kind of crazy to think like, yeah, I was with that girl one time. And I didn't. We're just not like-minded anymore. There's no interest. It's a very weird feeling. But now I've been single for a bit. And now that that relationship had a toll on my physical body. I stopped working out, and I put on a lot of mass. So now I'm working out and actually trying to lose this mass so I can get another girlfriend, I guess. Not that girls only care about how you look, but well, I'm doing it for myself. I'm also doing it, um, mostly for myself, I'd say. But there's always the added benefit that I become more attractive, I suppose. But yeah, like the time in between those relationships are such a crucial period of time to just do nothing and just focus on yourself. Try to build yourself up, either intelligently, or physically, like exercise, whatever. You want to replace like the negative thoughts won't leave. Only time can heal those wounds. But instead of falling into bad habits, like going after a bunch of other people to kind of fill the hole in your chest, instead you just gotta like come to peace with the fact that you're gonna be alone for a bit and allow yourself to grow and learn from that experience. Now, admittedly, I actually don't know how much self control I have in this field because I've made some mistakes in the summer and even like sometime this year with some woman. Like you know I'm not perfect. I still make my share of mistakes. Um, but like I really wonder like if I was presented with the opportunity to, because it's easy for me to like not actively try to go for someone in those periods because then it's just like okay, there's no point. But if a girl was trying to be something with me, I wonder if I would give in at some point and like completely abandon my philosophy. Hopefully, I'd stay strong, but I've never actually been faced with that challenge before. I don't know. It can be really difficult though. You do feel terribly lonely. But like I was saying, just try to fill that like emptiness, that void, that pain with like productive, important things like reading or going to the gym or anything like that. Nice, good hobbies. You don't want to just, sit there in your depressed mood and do nothing and go on your phone all day and, um, eat unhealthy foods. Like, you don't want to do that. It's gonna make you feel even more like shit. Relationships, when they end, it sucks, but it presents the opportunity for you to grow and therefore have more opportunities in the future. That's how you should treat them. But yeah, so you learn from those, and I see too often just people they can't wait those 3 months at least, or they can't really wait any time. They try to wait, and they say they're gonna wait, but they don't wait. And what ends up happening is, first of all, your reputation is kind of dragged through the dirt. Like people, I don't know, maybe only me, but like I'm very judgmental. And if you're my friend and you like start kind of being a hoe and shit, and just like going after a bunch of guys, and like I'm gonna be your friend, but you're like I'm gonna lose respect for you immediately. I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna deliberately say it to your face, but you know, there's always gonna be that like that's just not it's not and I don't know I don't really appreciate that. It's kind of weird. Like I don't think you should do that. And sometimes I will try to tell my friends not to just to take a break and whatnot, and they'll be like, sure. Never listen. Never listened. What ended up what ends up happening is their reputation gets dragged through the dirt. Their own self-worth is just gone because they're not dating like an equal to who they were previously dating. They go after just fucking whoever, and they date some stupid fucking people. Not even date, just like mess around with some stupid people. And then like it's like first of all, like, that's a bad look on you, but also now you don't even know like what your standards are. Like you're just willing to go for anybody. Um, and like yeah, overall it just gives you like this bad image. Like you just don't want that. And it'd just be better for you to like just live 3 months without anybody and just understand. Maybe I think too deep into it though. Maybe there's all things you learn as you go through life, and I don't know. But I try to learn them now, I guess, since I wasn't doing school or anything back then. But yeah, I don't know. Taking time to reflect on yourself and your situation allows you to grow from those experiences. That is what the summer before this year was for me. It was looking at the failure of last year and really diving into that and how it made me feel, and uh, it made me like research further into how to be a productive student. The root of my pain was that I sucked at school because it was intelligence that I was chasing, and people, the school backs up your intelligence. It gives you the sort of credential that like shows that you're smart. The grades, right? That's what they do for you. Going to university, not everyone in university is smart, but if you're in university, you had to work to achieve some average, and you're like, okay, they're probably like at least a little smart, right? Um, and yeah, I don't think any of my academic success this year would have been possible if I hadn't just completely lost myself in terms of school and everything, and then just really thought about that and reflected on how terrible my life was, and then try to grow from that. It wasn't actually that terrible, but it wasn't. I wasn't happy in some aspects for sure. But I don't know, that was the solution, just to reflect on it, realize like what the root cause of my pain was, and try to work on it. And so that's what I did. And now I'm doing fairly well. I think I might have actually told the story many times on the show before, but it's a fun story to tell. yeah, now we're here. And the real question right now is like, what's the next lesson I'm gonna learn? What am I gonna fail? And how's it gonna help me? Like what is it? What's the next lesson? I mean, admittedly, I'm not my studying my studying's not terrible. It's just my classes are difficult, and I gotta figure out how to stay ahead of that curve. Another thing I should probably get into is I actually should probably get a job. Um, I need to understand how to balance academics in high school, or for what I'm saying, academics and having a job. I need to figure that out. Like I have a solid work ethic, but it's only for school. Like outside of school, like I'm kind of lazy a little bit. Um, I'm also like always doing school stuff though, and like my own personal like research assignments for things I'm interested in. Like so, maybe I was like kind of spread too thin, but I feel like I can become this like absolute powerhouse of just crazy work ethic. I just need to get a job and figure out how that works and start taking more action in my life. So there's a lesson to be learned there. There's something I have to figure out. Um, so yeah, we'll keep that in the mind. That'll be the next big thing. What is this music? That'll be the next big thing I guess change into. It's being this absolute monster of working. But yeah, I don't know. Cause I think I was writing about it because I had like a journal. I think I wrote about it in the beginning of this year. How like all my failures, as painful as they were all opportunities. I just didn't really see them as opportunities. They allowed me to reflecting on it in the summer before this year helped me realize that they were opportunities. But before I didn't see them that way. And then I wrote that like I'm the amalgamation of all my failures. Like I'm nothing without those failures. There's no me without that kind of goofy, fat kid that played video games all the time. That's not there's no me without that. It was a very integral part of my life. Um, and although I was pretty happy at that point, it kind of allowed me to realize like what was more important, what I needed to start doing. So yeah, that was nice, I guess. Massively long rant that took like an hour, and I still have homework to do, which I should probably start getting ready to do. We'll see. We'll do some physics or functions or we'll do other shit. Also, I have like a really weird. I don't know if it's weird, but I think it's just a very different like philosophy on life. It's so strange, and it kind of isolates me. I feel from some people, because you know it's just different. Like I value working so much more than like partying and having fun. My friend actually told me about it today. Um, she she asked me. She's like, when was the last time you went out and hung out with people? And I was like, oh, I hung out with my friend Hank like last Friday. We went on a run, and she was like, it just doesn't happen. You just don't really come in with us anymore. And it's like, yeah, I guess I don't really. I haven't seen most of my friends that no longer go to my school. I haven't seen them in some time. And she was like, you know what? Now I think about it, like, it's not like we're not inviting you. Like, we do invite you. You just don't want to go. It's like, yeah, I guess so. Like, I haven't gone like I used to go on like late night drives with my friends. That happened pretty frequently, but like that barely happens now. And obviously we're in school, but like they still go on them occasionally. I just don't. I just don't. Or like they'll go to do something, and I just don't. I'm not like, I'm not like, I don't feel lonely or anything about it, or because of that. I think just my philosophy on life is changing. My values are changing, and it's not even like a conscious decision where it's like, no, I'm not. I don't want to go. It's like it just happens now. Like I don't want to go. But it's so weird. Like, just fun. The idea of fun is like I don't even know what fun looks like to me anymore. Like this is my life now. Like just study. Like this is what I do. I play video games on the weekend, like at night. Like that's fun. I like that. Reading is also pretty fun, but like it realistically is just like learning. Reading is or PlayStation and playing games is fun because I get to talk to my friends. But the actual games themselves, like it's honestly whatever. I've kind of left the gaming persona behind me. Like I don't care for a lot of games. It's just like temporary fun, but it's mostly just you know the funnest times on games are when I spend it with my friends. Shit, I don't even know what this is in my hand. My hand, my arm. Yeah, but my philosophy is weird and like maybe it's too harsh. I don't know. Because like I think fun is definitely important in having like a balanced life. You just, but I think you just want to make sure that there are sort of priorities in your life and understanding of like what you want to accomplish, and that with that comes the understanding of how much work needs to be applied into accomplishing those things, and that will dictate how much fun you can have. Like I said before, I'm not a fucking genius. The reason I can do good in school is because I put in a lot of work. I take that away, I don't grasp concepts like that doesn't happen for me. I can't do that. I have to study a lot, and like it has a little word for the future because I'll have to study a lot more next year. And unless I want to study like 20 hours a day, I'm gonna have to figure out how to effectively study in like 4 hours or less, and that'll be a great skill I have to achieve. It's possible though, and although I'm kind of scared, I think if I just go in head first and try my hardest, I will grow. I'll gradually keep growing. 436 to 437. Another part of my life that I kind of feel confused about is I think it's like a level of seriousness. Like I feel like I was fairly serious in started like first semester. Now I'm kind of like, I'm sort of sick of school. I'm kind of unwinding. Like the level of seriousness is going away. And I make a lot more jokes. I'm also like so just tired all the time. So I'm kind of a dickhead. Like I'm so negative. It's terrible. I don't even know like where it comes from. Like sometimes I'm not even like sometimes there's like no reason for me to be unhappy, but I just am. And unfortunately, some of my friends have to go through that, and I feel bad. I generally do feel bad about it, because they don't deserve that. They're very nice people. They're very nice to me, but sometimes I don't reciprocate. I'm just a dick. I need to figure out how to not be a dick. I was doing this. Wait, no. This is. No. Let's see. Here she is. I think this summer, because there's been a girl that I've been sort of interested in for a bit. I haven't really like made any moves. Um, but like I don't want to really like live my life with regrets. And realistically, like I don't think anything will happen because I don't think we're gonna go to the same university. But I feel like I should just ask her out in the summer or something. I don't really want a girlfriend right now. I don't have the time for it, especially if I get a job. Like, it's just not something I want. I think it's just a distraction. For the summer, like I'll definitely like want something. And I don't really like short term things. I like long term, which is why it's kind of concerning. Like I might just have to wait for university. Um, but I don't want, like I said, I don't want to live my life with regret. So I might just ask this girl out. If she says no, she says no. If she says yes, there we go. Um, okay, we did questions like this today. These are all very long questions. I hate long questions. I also don't feel too incredibly well versed on what was taught in class today. I'm gonna go in the bright space. It's actually weird. Like I'm literally just talking to myself. There's no one in here. Um, but this is a fairly accurate representation of what happens to my brain, especially when I get in those moments of like boredom or when I'm learning just isn't interesting. Like I kind of have conversations like this sometimes. I think they're mostly like sciencey conversations, like theoretically what could be possible. But this happens to me a decent amount, I'd say. What time do I want to go to bed? 10? But this will be good to look back on one day. I'll remember this. I think this is what, number 10? Like, it's kind of cool. 10 study sessions now. But like, I'll have to look back on this one day. And go around, I guess, 3 hours and just listen to myself talk for a long time. Because I've enjoyed this conversation with myself. And I think I'd like to look back on it and see just how much my mindset has changed. Because it really has changed so much from even just the summer or even just the mostly just the summer. I've honestly, if anything, I've had like sort of like a little bit of a regression right now in mentality as opposed to my semester one. But I think it's just because I'm fucking worn out. Um, but like I remember in my grade 11 mindset, in my grade 12th year, I felt like I was like, who the fuck is that person? Like, I'm so different now. I'm vastly different. And even now, it's like looking back on it, it's like, wow, I'm so much even more different. Cause I'm a weirdo. Wait, a second cross. Factor, I guess. So, -2. Multiply that. Add to 1. That's how it works. So about, it's gonna be what, -2. What would it be actually? Add to 1. Well, 2 minus 1, I guess. So it should be 2 and then minus 1. It's going to be negative 2 and then it's going to be 1. Okay, so it'll be. I'm getting like. I love Minecraft physics so much. It really does bring me back to a time when I was super happy. This year, one of the really weird things is that I've felt very alone at times, but also very just upset and unhappy. Um, it's interesting because like I'm pursuing like this is what this is what I've dreamt of. Actually doing good in school and people had started perceiving me as like this actually like academically inclined person, like peers and whatnot, even some of my friends, and I was like, this is awesome. This is what I've wanted. But for some reason, it's just like my Galio does not reflect how I truly felt. I don't think because I feel like right before bed I feel good, but like if we were to like do like an average of how I felt during the day, it's like man, I just like wasn't a happy guy all the time. I still don't even know why. It happens like still. I think it's just fear. Fear of not being good enough. It's a good song. I don't know what update this Minecraft music came from, but it's really good. Really good. I don't even okay, I asked the answer to this because I don't know how this about this is correct. I think it's my physics thing. What is this? Oh, your answers. Cool. Threes, fours, 435. Okay. So go to question 7. Hmm. I don't really understand how that answer exists. tell you, I just don't understand this very well, and I have to. I'm also so fucking tired and burnt out now. Jeez. What should I do? I don't know. I'm gonna stop. I think I'm gonna start being a responsible student like I was in first semester. I'm gonna start going in at lunch every single day and getting help on questions because, no one's gonna feel sorry for me if I don't succeed. So I gotta start taking some extra precautions, measures. But right now, we're gonna go back to physics. I do think there are a few questions I can actually answer. So we're gonna give those a shot. Oh shoot. Ah, my hand. What the hell am I doing? When I don't belong here, I don't belong. We've really been getting like no viewers these past few days. I don't really care. It was enjoyable at first to actually see people come in and be like, "Oh, this is so weird and interesting and new and whatever." It doesn't happen anymore. But like I said in the very beginning of this, it's not for entertainment purposes. It's for me to look back on one day. Same with like all my videos of me when I was a kid. Like those are some of my joyous like things I've created. I love looking back at those videos. Just because I was a passionate young boy that wanted to pursue YouTube, and I was making these shitty fucking videos, but I find them really funny, but they're also just charming to watch. Like, I just really miss that part of my life. I really miss it, and I'm glad those videos are there to remind me of it, and just give me a glimpse of what I was like as a kid. So crazy. I'm gonna end stream soon. Oh, we got a viewer. Viewer, give me a like, please. They're gone. They always leave so quickly. I must be intimidating or something. Must be my raging arms. I just see these absolute masses, and I'm just like, okay, buddy, calm it down. I don't believe it. Too scary. What can I say though? That's just who I am. I wrote on my board here a long time ago. It says be positive always, because being positive really does help. If you're happy, things are just going to be a little better for you. And, it's advice that I've tried to give myself, and it's just never really. Why am I writing this down? Again. It's advice that I've tried to give myself, and I just haven't really listened to myself. Okay, this is a bit of an easier question. I don't know if I got any comments. There's a viewer. There's not a single comment here. I must be hated. What have I done wrong? Here's so creepy. Okay, I'm gonna draw my picture. So we have box, rope, box. This box, 14 kg. This box is 24 kg. This box being pulled by a rope that is at an angle of 25 degrees. This box is pulled by 180 newtons of force. We have to find our applied x, our force applied x, and our force applied y. Now I'm trying to find the acceleration. I can also calculate the force of gravity, and the force normal. Force normal, I sometimes call it force neutral because it kind of balances things out. Like, whatever your gravity is, you're most likely going to have the same force neutral, unless you're like flying or something, or falling, I guess. But I don't know if we've really dealt with those yet. I can't recall. Excuse me. I yawned. Okay, so Fg is equal to m times g. So Fg equals mass of 24 times 9.8. So Fg equals 235.2 newtons. Therefore, we're going to say this is negative, and we're going to say that Fn equals positive 235.2 newtons. Ta-da! So now we have those awesome lads. Now we're going to get our Fax, which will be cos 25 times 180, which will equal 163.1 newtons. And then we get our Fay. So we have our Fax and our Fay. Fay would be sine 25 times 180. Sine 25 times 180. That gives us 76.1 newtons. Okay, so now we have those awesome little lads. And now we have to calculate the acceleration. So, acceleration, this is actually a question I think can be solved, because I think we did something very similar, kind of, to a degree, to a level, to a certain level, to a certain point. Oh my jeez, I'm so tired. I don't know why. I even took a 15-minute nap today. There's no reason for me to be tired. But I am. So, pulling up, I think we're going to be adding. No, we're subtracting, my bad. It's going to be Fn equals mg, or Fg minus Fay. So, Fn, wait a second. Why is it? I guess it's not just the opposite. I guess, yeah. So I guess we don't actually know where Fn yet. I forgot that's how it works when you're pulling up. So Fn is going to be equal to Fg minus Fay. So Fn is equal to 235.2 minus 76.1. Therefore, Fn equals 235.2 minus 76.1. I don't actually know this. What would be the mass of this? Would it be? It might be plus that. I kind of get the feeling that the mass would be added. So this would actually be 34. I'm gonna redo this. Wait. I'm so tired, man. Holy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's your 7.4. So maybe this might be our actual thing. Okay, so that's our force applied, or our neutral force for them. And now we gotta take, we gotta get the force of friction, which is just neutral, I believe, times our thing. Where's that? Right there. So, force of friction equals 0.32 times 296.3. Force of friction, sorry, it's going to equal 296.3, 94.8 newtons. So that's our force of friction. Now we're taking A equals, that's so that should be that. So 163.1, and we're going to subtract 94.8 from that. I believe. Yeah. We're going to divide that by our thing, which is 38. So A is going to equal 163.1 minus 94.8. 68.3 divided by 38. We get 1.79. The answer is 1.8. Let's go, we did it. Okay, so 1.8 meters a second squared. Is there a direction? Forward. I don't know if I'd say it was forward, but whatever. I don't actually know. I'd say it's kind of backwards, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, there we go. That's correct. Now you have to calculate the tension in between the boxes. Now, I don't even. What time is it? It's almost 10. It's almost 10. I haven't gone to bed at 10 in a while. I've been going to bed at 11 recently. Quite a lot. I'm missing out on my amazing sleep. I love sleeping so much. Genuinely, I'm so happy when I sleep. Is this my longest stream yet? I feel like it's not. I'd be kind of fucking sick if it was. Ugh. Okay, I'm trying to think. How would I calculate the tension between? If we're being pulled that way, we know that there's a friction of 94.8 newtons. So there's a friction of 94.8 newtons, and we're moving this much. So 163.1 minus 94.8 gives us 68.3 newtons. The answer is 59 newtons. So we're kind of in the vicinity, but we're not quite there. So I'm missing a key component of this. And what may that component be? I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I could calculate. Well, I do account for that there. What is tension between the string? The string would only worry about 14 pounds. So this would have its own gravitational force, which would be 14 times 9.8. It'd be its own thing. So 137.2 newtons, and that's its own gravitational force. Now I might have to calculate its own force of friction, because it wouldn't be the same as the total. It would have its specific one. So I'm gonna have to do the little side thing. So Fn equals 137.2 minus. Can I use the same F Fy? Can I use the same? Maybe. Was that being pulled up though? No, I wouldn't. I think I'd factor that in. I can't remember how would I. What's another way of getting Fn? Well, it's just opposite. So maybe it's just 137.2. Maybe we'll just roll with that. So we'll say it's that force of friction. So it'd be 137.2 times 0.32. This is going to be 43.9. So now I'm taking that. And more just to subtract, I guess, the applied force. That's not going to be anywhere near what I want, is it? Oh, well, maybe that. And then I divide that by 30, not 38 by 14. 8.5. Too small. I need to recall how to calculate tension. I remember the last time I did a tension question. Where's the tension question? There's the bitch ass tension question. So it's gravity times, or it's the what's it called? The weight, or the force of gravity. It looks like it's timesing the x, I guess. So the applied force in the x. So it'd be negative. So what was I on before? So 137.2. Hold. I have to work 14 pounds. Yeah, that's for acceleration. All I want is all that. So I'm gonna cut it the same thing. That's really, really, really close. The applied force. The force of friction. Okay, force of so not that. Equals the ratio is 5 to 1, so I don't know. I think I feel kind of close. I could get it, but I gotta get ready for bed. There's just no point in me going at this question. I have a spare tomorrow, so I'll have to do bottom physics. Or no, functions and whatever on the spare in this class. So tonight was a fairly mediocre night, I guess, for studying. I got to invest in my rent. That was part of my issue. But, still did it. Still got some done. It's okay. But this is what tomorrow brings. I'm just littered with little erasers here. I have to vacuum my floor. Damn, it's a lot. Okay, let's put that down. Close you up. Physics. Best textbook ever. What a beloved textbook. Actually, I want to do one thing. I don't. Damn, we have 0 likes. Any comments? No fucking comments. No comments. We've had, I think I've seen like 2 or 3 people come in here. I don't know if this could be the same fucking person. Who knows? But I've seen that. I should know how this works. What funding program? I'll just, I'll get it figured out tomorrow probably. So maybe my friend can help me. I think she's done it twice now. And I can't figure out like what website I'm supposed to use for it. Okay, well, I'm gonna end the stream now. Very soon. I'm gonna do the study streak update, obviously. 202. Me fucking crazy. Can't believe it's at 200s, man. What a wild number. Boom. Did it. Well. Have a good night, stream. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.